Alright, welcome again. We are going to be looking at the work area. So we have our launch window in front of us. This is what comes up by default. Alright, I'm just going to get into the meat of the matter. So new default document. Alright. So as I was saying, we have floating windows. So this is the child window. Right here, these are palettes, right? And this is how we are going to be interacting with the workspace. Now you can organize these however you want to put them, however you want to lay them out. They are all movable. You can turn them off, turn them on. Like for example, I'm going to turn these off by clicking the X button. And you go to Window, and in Window you can bring up whatever floating palettes that you would need. Here is the playback control. We're working with creating a composition or music that should be synced in with a movie. Use the movie window. That's right here. Main tool palette. This is where we access our tools, and I will be doing a lesson that will focus mainly on the tool palette. Alright, so you can drag it and keep it right here. I normally keep my one on the left hand corner. You will find a suitable way to work whatever you do. This is a simple entry palette. Simple entry is a method of input which you do it note by note. Clicking on the rubber for erase, for entering the notes, whether you're going to be using a keyboard to enter the letter names, and these are the types of notes. We'll go into that some more. Go back to our window, bring up the rest palette. There's also the rest palette, so for everything that we're entering, for each object it's there in the palette and it's there floating. It's a floating window. There's also the smart shape palette. The smart shape palette usually corresponds with the smart shape tool. So once you click on the smart shape tool, the smart shape palette appears. If you go to another tool, it removes it automatically. But you could have it floating by default just by selecting the palette from the window. Good. Let's look at the special tool palette. What does that look like, right? Alright, so this has to deal with different ways and formattings for the notes, such as flipping of the stem, the direction of the note head, so those special things. We'll be looking at that when we deal with advanced tools. Alright, so window is where we go to find our palettes. Alright, that's where we go to find our palettes. Good. And there's also the mixer. Now when we're dealing with performance data, I will go into in details with this, but there is an overall volume for the playback, and then there are individual volume each staff. Right here I only have one staff, so there is only one patch or strip as it is known. All the strips are all the same. It has a mix, mute, solo, record. A volume button has the outputs, or the meter, has the name of the instrument that you selected and the staff. And this is really managing MIDI much the way that you would manage a console board. So if we had several staffs, we would have several strips. The strips go along with the staffs. Alright, so that's the mixer window. We did the movie window already. The score manager. The score manager window, this is where we would select the device that we are playing either through. Well, right now I have my portable grand piano, the YPG model of the Yamaha Grand connected. Well, it's not on, but it's the device that is selected and the sound bank that is selected there. Also, there's your file manager for your different details for your song title, the composer range, or those things that we would have entered in the dialog for the setup wizard. I guess you would be following the presentations thus far. So we're just introducing you to the various windows and how we can approach our work here. Now I have tiled the window, so this is actually the largest output that you could have your window organized with, and this is the desktop pane we have here sitting, and the windows will our sheet that we're working on would just be spread accordingly right across the desktop pane. Alright, so these are basically what we will find in our workspace when we are organizing our workflow in the window menu. Alright, so do stop this video whenever you need to look at what I did and where I went to get what, and be able to organize your floating palettes in the way that you feel most comfortable. Alright, so I'm just going to organize these so they will come up by default the way I want them to in for my next project. Alright,